Hi, stamping friends. It's Marilyn here. Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta on Thursday, March 31st. Yes, we are at the end of March, third month in 2022. So as you come on, please stop and say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. I always love to see that. And as always, all of the comments that are made do go into a draw for the card for next week. I'm just looking and it's really crooked the way my camera is, so I'll try and hold it a little bit straighter. That's going to bother me. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't bother you. So I thank you for joining me. I see there's some of you coming on. That's great. Hello, Bonnie, and happy birthday to you. I have a few announcements, and then I have a question that I've actually pre-thought for you before we carry on. So just some reminders, I do have a number of classes each month. If you'd like to join me, just let me know. You can reach me on social media, my newsletter, email. I'm sure you know how to do that. Hello, Kathleen. Card Club is the third Wednesday of each month. I am doing Christmas card classes the second Thursday of each month, hopefully, so we don't struggle at the end of the year with not having enough Christmas cards. I usually have a stamp of stack of some sort the fourth Wednesday of the month, and my Zoom with friends on Fridays, and I love that group. We have become such a great group of friends that enjoy stamping together. And hello, Betty. Hello, Marie. See your names going by. Linda, welcome, welcome. So as I turn the camera down, and I'm going to talk to you a couple things that are happening with Stampin' Up and myself this week and for the next few weeks, I want a question I had pre-thought for you. Is today we're on March 31st, as I mentioned. So most of us through the years have always heard that March comes in like a lamb, goes out like a lion, and vice versa. So I got to thinking today, okay, today the sun was shining. It was, I don't know, 7, 8 above. So to me, that is like a lamb. So that, and I don't know, we have had some not great days this month, but whether they were lion ones to begin with, I don't know. So to me, weather proverbs. My question to you is, as we switch the camera down, and I have printed out 5 that I found in some website, but what kind of weather proverbs do you recall hearing, and do they mean lots to you or whatever? So hello, Peggy, welcome again, and Rhonda. So I'm going to switch the camera and we'll get started. Other side of my room, try not to make you dizzy. And you can see my desktop. So, as you're putting your answers in there, weather proverbs. What kind of weather proverbs do you remember, or have you heard of, and are they, do you believe they're true? So, let's get started with that. Stamping Staycation. We launched our registration for that on Monday, the 28th, and we immediately got our 10. We usually give away a free gift to the first 10 to register, and I know some of you on here have registered. Thank you, and there's always room for more. So please remember that. It is going to be on May the 7th, Saturday. You'll be seeing lots more information about that. And if you're on my newsletter, you'll be getting lots of information as well to do with that. So any questions, be sure and reach out to me. I love talking about it, as you can probably tell. The other thing that is ending today is the Savings in Bloom, which has been on for the whole month of March, and the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, whew, that's a tongue twister, is on sale, as well as 10 of the die bundles. And I didn't check today whether any of them were sold out yet, but some of them are on the last chance list, and therefore they are only good while supplies last. So it's something we have to watch for. I did, Peggy, I know you were there because you did comment today. I tried a new program for live streaming to Facebook. this afternoon, about 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I did mention this, and also while I was there, I went through what I have marked off in the annual catalog from this huge retiring list. So if you want to have a boo at it, I've done things like this, as just crossed off what's being retired. So many sets in this catalog are. If there's anything that you're looking for or had on your wish list, please get it now before it's gone, or you'll be disappointed. So I haven't been watching what kind of weather traditions, and April showers bring May flowers, yes. I'll just read you the ones I have found on that list, because I thought some of them I've never heard of, some of them I have. Red Sky at Night, Shepherd's Delight. Now this printout is coming from, they're quoting UK, so England. I had always heard Red Sky at Night, Sailor's Delight. And seeing as I have a brother who bought a sailboat to live on, that kind of means more to me. Number 2 was It Can Be Too Cold to Snow. In Alberta, we've never heard of that. Number 3 was Cows Lie Down When It's About to Rain. Been a long time since I've been on the farm, so I don't remember that one. This one I have heard of before. Number 4 is Pine Cones Open Up When Good Weather Is Coming. And another one, again farming related, obviously this is, actually it was printed from Country Living. Number 5 is Rain Before 7, Fine by 11. So I'm thinking that means if it rains before 7 in the morning, it'll be fine by 11, so you can go do your work. So, okay, the other exciting thing that happened this week, I received my new annual catalog, which I cannot show you the inside of, but I can certainly show you this. Isn't it gorgeous? There are so many neat things in there. And my new stamp set called Bottled Happiness. So I'm anxiously waiting for tomorrow. As demonstrators, we can pre-order tomorrow. See the list and do some pre-ordering. And I'm anxious to get started on working with some of these, which we will be using some of them for Stamping Staycation. So, anything else on there that I need to deal with right now? No. So last week, I think it was Peggy that had came back on my video and asked if I could possibly teach how to do this card. So I went to, this was from Diana, as we mentioned, and I love it. So I went to Lillian, where Diana learned it from, and she told me that she had found it on Terry Gaines' website. Terry Gaines has a lot of really neat fun folds, and that's where it was. So I thought, why not do it to share with you tonight? So I did give you the measurements. Is there anyone on here that is going to make it with me? Let me know, and we will work together through it. I have made another one with this paper, and I should mention while we're in this, looking at this paper, the designer paper is still available from this collection, but the rhinestones and the foil paper are sold out. So if you didn't get any, I'm sorry, but nothing much we can do now. So just to be aware of that. So I will go through how that card was made, and I guess if I should look, no one commented whether they were making it with me, so I will just proceed. Today I am going to use In Good Taste designer paper, which I started my April birthday cards, and I need lots of masculine ones. So for me, this paper definitely lends itself to making masculine cards. So I am going to be using Early Espresso, and I don't really need 2. I usually cut enough paper to do 2 when I do something like this. So my first piece is 11 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to score it. I'll show you that. I have a card base that is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So that will be going like that. I have another piece of that cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 4. Then I have a white piece for inside that is 4 by 3 1/4. I have another white piece for my greeting. I have another designer paper for embellishing that's 4 by 1 3/4. And then these pieces, which ended up being this, and this, because they're all cut from the same piece of designer paper. So I have 2 pieces that are 4 by 1, so they're 4 high by 1 wide, and then 1 piece that's 4 by 3 3/4. So just to give you an insight on that, when you go to cut it, you would cut your piece 4, and because they're 12 inches, I had a piece 4 by 12 inches. Then cut off 1, then cut off 3 3/4, and then 1. And when you place them on the card, they are going to line up. So I usually keep them like that so I know they're in the right order. So what I did, and I'm going to show you a couple things with the scoreboard tonight. Try to move stuff and not knock everything over. On my scoreboard, I have my markers at 2, 3 3/4, 7 1/4, and 9. So I'm going to score that. Just by sliding the cardstock right to the top, right to the edge, and that is scored. So then I'm going to fold these. Okay. Mountain. I was going to say, honest, I did make one. Valley. And the same way on this side. Okay, so that's going to be my main card base. Then I'm going to have, this is my base, which goes on the bottom. This piece is going to go like that. But before I do that, I need to attach my 2 edges like this. Are you with me, Peggy? Hopefully this is making sense, and hopefully you will let me know if it's not. So I'm going to use our glue, and it's a 1/4 inch difference like we normally do. And on this side, thanks Peggy, glad you're there. And yes, Bonnie, the scoreboard does work well to keep everything lined up when you're doing a number of scores like that. So once that's done, we can attach this, and I am going to use my bone folder just to make sure those creases are a little bit stronger. And so then the other thing that Terry Gaines did, and I've seen a few people do, is use their scoreboard, plus I'm going to show you a couple other things to line it up. If you put your base right in the corner, and then this you can slide up right to here, it's going to be even along the top, and that doesn't look straight. It is. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on the back of here, and not right to the very edge because I don't want it gushing out. And I know that I need 3/4 of an inch on either end. So see if I can see straight. This is right up against the top, that's right up against the top. I can place it, and then I know those edges are lined up. Okay, so kind of a neat trick to use your scoreboard for that. But also, You can use your Stamparatus for the same idea. Just put it in the corner. And we have so many tools. You can also use your paper trimmer. You can slide it right up to here, or if you leave this arm in, you've got a lip across here. So you can line it up like that. So any of our tools work well for lining up things like that. Just to let you know some of those things. So now we need to, if we were stamping on the inside, we would stamp on this before we put it in. I'm not going to on this particular one. So it goes just inside. And lucky it's liquid glue because I put it up too high. So it's there. So now what we're going to end up doing is having this, and that is not right. Oh, never mind. I'll just turn the whole thing. I'll say something's not right because the lines on that are supposed to go up and down, and they all match then. So I'm going to adhere this, and then I'm going to bring back in probably the Stamparatus because it's smaller to do the same idea for attaching this on the top. So hopefully you can hang in there with me to the end. I do have some show and tell for you as always, and my wheel of winning. So now when you go to put this on, because you want the card to open, you don't want to glue it on both sides. So I need to glue it here. And again, because I want to line it up, I'm only going to put glue on this end, side, whatever you want to call it. Again, not right out to the edges. I am going to, make sure I'm going the right direction here. Line this up, put that against the edge. Give it a couple minutes to adhere. And there's our card. Not so difficult at all, Peggy. Not near as difficult as it looked, is it? Yet. So lots of things you can do with it now. You can leave it because when it's closed, you don't see this part. But because I have an abundance of paper and it's not lined up with any of the other, I am going to put this on here for more of a finished look. And then I will bring in my stamps. I've picked this Happy Birthday from this set, and this set and the dies are retiring, going away, whatever you want to call it. So if you're in the need of a set for masculine cards, that was a great one. I've had it for a while. So I'm going to stamp. You probably can't see what I'm doing, but trust me. And that is going to go on there. Now, I have another, I'll just show you. Have this sitting on my desk, so I have a number of those, just in case I didn't stamp them right. Well, kind of, but also because I had cut them out for obviously a class and didn't use them all. Along with these, I have these butterflies that have adhesive on the back. I have some frames, and I like to just keep everything in a case like that beside my desk to use when I all of a sudden need something. So it worked well for this. So Again, to put this on, now you remember on Diana's card, she had a much bigger one, which works. I'm going to, again, because I'm doing more of the masculine, but I am going to use dimensionals on there. And instead of putting it on the greeting and worrying that I'm going to have it over the edge or whatever, I am going to actually put them just on there. And when I peel them off, I can, and as long as I don't have this edge over this part of the card, it will fit in the envelope. I like to burnish mine from the back side. And there is my birthday card. So, as you're probably aware, I quite often make lots of cards at once, like an assembly line. And this is one that, once you get everything cut, as you noticed, it did not take long to put it together. So there is my masculine card from tonight. And that will be the one that I do send off to someone winning next week. I will show you, this is the one that I did as my first sample. Glad you like it, Peggy, and glad I could accommodate you. I've often asked for, give me ideas what you want to see, so when you did that, it was perfect. I knew what I was going to do for the next week. So thank you. Please keep asking and suggesting. Ugh. I don't have the rhinestones like Diana's card did, but I could certainly add them. And I did a bit of stamping on there, just like Terry Gaines did in the video she had. So, if there's no other questions, oh good, I'm seeing you like it. Thank you, ladies. Just want to share a few other things besides the show and tell of the cards, is the fact that on Friday's Zoom with Friends class, Karen showed us how to make these little baskets. I thought they are perfect for Easter. We had a tiny one and we had a larger one. This one's made with cardstock. This is made with designer series paper. They are so cute. And one of our gals who attended came back to me a couple days later and said, I figured out a medium-sized one. So we now have measurements for a medium-sized one. So in between those two. So we are well set for Easter things. Okay, so now for show and tell. Cards I've received. This one is from, these first few are from my downline with a card swap that I do. So just using designer paper again in different rectangles. This one is the Otter, that's from Lorene. The Otter stamp set that was recently in the Sale-A-Bration with the paper that was in Sale-A-Bration. And this one's from Nancy with a piece of the paper on the inside. Linda, and you're on here, thank you Linda for such a great idea. Look what she's using for envelopes. It's from a gardening magazine, or a seed magazine, I think it was, you said, Linda, right? You know those magazines we get to wanting us to buy seeds for the season? And her card, look at it, just gorgeous. All the different colors, the die cuts, and the envelope fit perfectly. So thanks, Linda. This is from another swap that I do with some other gals. This one is from Carmen, done with the honeybee embossing folder. This is the ladybug punch, but she has colored it as a bee and put vellum leaves on it. This one is from Sylvia, and it's done with the tulip bundle. That one is carrying forward. And another embossing folder, and I don't think that one is carrying forward. I can't remember for sure. So many things to try and remember at this time of year. This paper will be retiring, but the ribbon actually is carrying forward on the in colors from this year, which was a surprise. That one is from Terry, This punch is going, so if you wanted it, be sure and look for that. And then a couple of cards from Lori on my team. This one is a birthday card with some die cuts, flowers, beautiful colors. This, I believe, is Rococo Rose that we had a couple years ago. And this one, a vellum jar that she has done with some other flowers. And look at the little bee. So that's an Easter one from Lori. So great, great ideas from everyone. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sending me happy mail. I love going for the mail. And now for last week's card, and I will go back and read all of the comments and whatever that you've written for sure. But this is the card we did last week. So I am going to bring my wheel over and try not to drop it or anything, and see if I can get it to where everybody is here. Okay, internet is slow, internet is slow. There it is, and full screen. So I made it bright and colorful, so you can help me. Oh, light's reflecting off there. Let's do a spin, see who's going to win. And today's winner is Karen G. Congratulations, Karen. That is awesome. So thank you all for commenting, for coming along. And like I say, you know how to reach me if you have any suggestions on things we can do. I can show you. I love doing research. Any of you who have heard me go on and on and on about I found this, I checked this, I did this. I love doing that. So let me know. And until next week, take care and happy crafting.